Hey there and welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew and in today's episode we're talking about how you can make money by scrapping metal. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it. As I said, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. In today's episode, we're talking about how you can make money by scrapping metal. Now, what do I mean by scrapping metal? For those of you who don't know, scrapping metal is fairly easy and simple to do, and it does take a little bit of time to manage the process. Essentially, scrapping metal is taking any kind of electronic or metal that is recyclable, collecting it, and then bringing it to a scrap yard. For instance, if you've got old extension cords, whether they're short ones or whether they're the thick, long orange ones, any kind of electrical cord, whether it's an extension cord, an old computer cord, any kind of electronic cord, or an old microwave, refrigerators, washers, dryers, metal lamps, any kind of metal. Each of them has their own specific value, but pretty much all metal is recyclable. Of course, you're going to have to check with your local scrapyard on the current values of those metals, but essentially, you're getting two things accomplished with one task. Well, actually, you can say three things are getting accomplished with one task. If you're collecting the metal from around your own house, one, you're decluttering a lot of unnecessary stuff in your way. Two, you're also making money. And three, you're helping the environment. When you're collecting the metal, you have steel, you have copper, you have aluminum, you can get gold, but that is a much harder process. But essentially, you can find just about any kind of metal and recycle it. If it's wires, for instance, you could have one cord that is aluminum and one cord that is copper, or a combination of both. And what you do is you take those cords, you cut off the ends, and you strip off the plastic coating. Take that wire that you've just stripped, pull out all the metal wire in it, and then put it into a pile. So we'll say, for instance, you've got 10 extension cords that quit working or somehow got cut or anything else. They don't work. You take those cords, cut off the ends, split them, get the cord out of the inside of the plastic, and start piling them up. If you've got copper, you'll be able to take that copper wire and bring it to the recycling plant or the scrapyard, and they will pay you for that copper. And copper prices change on a constant basis all day long. In order to check the value of your copper, you can check out AppMax. They have a more or less like a stock market kind of setup to show you the value of copper, gold, and silver. And you can go on there and it will give you approximate values, because that is the value of copper that is getting sold on their market for coins and bullion and instances like that. Now, when it comes to the scrapyard, however, or the recycling plants, they don't give you that top percentage of the value, because it is going to take them a little bit of money to process it and turn it back into a usable material. But for the most part, you get 95% of that value of the metal. So if you've got copper wire, pieces of copper, whether they're little hinges or whatever, all of that copper together, the more weight you have, the more money you have. And that applies to all of the different metal types. If you've got a microwave, for instance, you can go in and take that microwave apart piece by piece, take all the different metals, put them into their own category. If it's sheet metal that is steel, stick all this steel sheet metal together. If it's a housing for the compressors and everything else like that, if it is steel, put it together. If it's copper, put it together. If it's aluminum, put it all together. The more weight you have in each different metal category, the more money you're going to get for that metal category. Now you're probably wondering, why do you have to take the wire out of the cords? When you have copper wire and aluminum and things like that, they put them into different grades. If you have wires that still have plugs on them, still have plastic on them, they call this dirty copper. And that means you're going to get less money compared to the value of copper, because now they have to process even more, which means they have to go through and cut off those ends and strip off the plastic. The more that you do yourself and have just the bare metal, the more you're going to make in the long run. If they have to do it, they are going to have to cut down a small percentage of the value, because they have to take the time to go through and process that metal themselves. So if you've done it, it's then classified as clean copper. Clean copper brings more money to you. Same thing with refrigerators and microwaves, stoves, washers, dryers, anything that has something in it, whether it's a microwave that's got a plastic door, plastic buttons, aluminum, and copper all together, that's going to be dirty steel, because now they're going to have to go through, take it all apart, separate everything, and that's going to cut down your value. Refrigerators. When it comes to refrigerators and freezers, they have Freon pumps and things like that, so you are going to have to discard the Freon pump, get all that Freon out of it. That's a process, but you can get more value. If you do not remove those kind of things, they will not accept them at the recycling plant or at the scrapyard. Definitely keep in mind that you have some requirements for some items. Not only can you use the items that you might have around your house that are no longer working, but in your neighborhood, anytime you see somebody stick a refrigerator out in the front yard for it to get thrown away, you can pick it up, take it apart, get that metal, and now you've just made a profit. Anybody in your friends and family, if they've got large items, small items, anything like that that they're going to throw away, you can pick up, take it apart, and make money off of it. Not only are you, one, decluttering your own house and helping out others by taking their stuff as well, but you're making money doing it, and then you're helping the environment. Well, how are you helping the environment? One, the more that you recycle, the less that's getting dug up out of the ground, because when that stuff is recycled, it's reused. It will get melted down and repurposed into something else. That helps by limiting the amount of more metal or getting dug up out of the ground, which is destroying animals' habitats and our natural beauty around the earth, not just here in the United States, but everywhere globally, because every country has its own metal industry. The more that you can recycle, the more you're helping out nature. Now, granted, they're going to continue to dig up anyway, but they're going to use less and less of that the more that we recycle. So you are helping out the environment. And this is just one of many ways that you could be able to make money from home and online. Because not only can you do this in your house and in your neighborhood to help out yourself and your family and friends and neighbors, but you can also list that you are doing recycling pickup if you're somebody who drives on Craigslist or on your social media to get more people interested in allowing you to grab their items and then you recycle them as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it helpful. If you want more information on scrap metal and how you can get started in making money by doing it, you can head on over to consulttheblindguy.com/blog, where I have an article there on it, as well as many other articles. And you can also purchase a copy of my book, Income Booster 100 Plus Businesses that you can start from home and ditch the 9 to 5. And it is available in standard and large print. And it is packed with over 100 ways for you to be able to make money right now from home. Doesn't matter whether you're full-time employed, part-time employed, unemployed, college student, disabled, or a stay-at-home parent. There's literally something in there for everyone. Doesn't matter your age or your situation. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead, drop them down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Until the next time, I hope you have a great day or evening. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. It'd be greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you in the next episode.